That's right. As the new school year approaches, the topic of bullying is sure to come back around. And while it may be a difficult conversation to have, it doesn't mean we should avoid it. Nataxja Cini is here from Family Therapy to help us discuss topics on bullying with your kids. It's one of those things that we hear so often nowadays, but let's just refresh everybody's memory. What is bullying?
Bullying is intentional, mean behavior. It involves being physical with somebody, verbally insulting them, excluding them from social groups. It can involve cyberbullying and or emotional bullying. And it's a repeated pattern of behavior. It's not a one-off type of behavior. It's intentional meanness towards somebody.
And the scary thing is, most of us have been bullied or have bullied someone in our lifetime.
Absolutely. Actually, research shows that in even the last 30 days, 40% of kids will report they've bullied somebody.
Wow.
And most kids will report they've been bullied themselves at least once or twice. And even if you ask amongst your family, almost all of us have been bullied at one time or another.
It's true. I think it's just we didn't have the conversations back then, right?
No, we didn't.
Or now it's a topic that's front and center.
A lot of times people would say, well, what did you do to deserve it?
Right.
Which that's really important for us to stop doing that.
Okay, so let's talk about some signs and symptoms of bullying.
Right. So a lot of times symptoms that we look for are, is your child losing their belongings, their electronics, or suddenly losing a lot of things, they don't know where they are? Are they coming home with bruises? Are they avoiding social events? They don't want to go to school. They have tummy aches or headaches. School absenteeism is actually a sign of bullying.
Really?
Being bullied, yes.
So there's other things you should be looking for with your child.
Yes.
Why won't kids report bullying? What's the problem with that?
Well, there's different reasons for different ages. So younger kids believe that if they tell their parents are going to confront the bully and it's going to make things worse.
Right.
Kids are afraid their parents or teachers will give them bad advice. They're the one blaming the victim. Or teens may have been sexting and now they're totally embarrassed and humiliated. They can't handle the situation and they don't want their parents to know that they've done something wrong.
Right, so they could be a little ashamed, is that
There's
it?
a shame, embarrassment, humiliation, and fear that things are going to get worse if they do speak up. Kids mistakenly believe that they keep quiet about it, it will stop, and that's the biggest mistake of all.
So how do you start this conversation with your kids about bullying?
You bring it up, even before it happens. Bring up the conversation about being bullied. There are books about bullying for little kids. There are movies about bullying. Bring up the conversation, especially if you see it on TV, talk about it. Who bullies, who bullies in the classroom? Where does it happen? Have you ever been bullied? Have you seen somebody bullied? What do we do if we see somebody bullied? How do you react?
Right, and how can parents prevent bullying? Is there a way to prevent it, or is it about being forward and having that conversation?
A number of things. Bullies look for an imbalance of power, so it's really important we teach our kids how to be self-confident and assertive. So it's not about confronting the bully in an aggressive manner, because that leads to more bullying, but being assertive and saying, no, stop that. Looking them directly in the eyes, having self-confidence, standing tall. If your child even sees someone being bullied, for them to actually say, hey, stop that. And say to the person being victimized, do you want to come with me? Let's leave here, let's go somewhere else. Or even oh, a teacher's coming. That can help stop bullying. But it's to teach your kid how to respond in a calm, assertive manner towards the person bullying them.
And what about if you suspect that your child is actually being a bully? How do you have that conversation?
Directly ask them. Actually, one of the parents asked me before coming on today is, what do I do if my child doesn't want to tell me they're being bullied? So you have a conversation with them about asking, going around it, and then even ask their friends or people at school, have you seen my child being bullied? It's really important we talk about it, let them know that we're going to listen to them, we're not going to blame them, and they're not responsible for what's happened to them, that the bully is always being inappropriate.
And do you think with the cell phones and online being so popular that it's become even worse
Easier?
than bullying and easier to be a bully?
Absolutely, and because a lot of times when we're online, it's anonymous and we think, oh, well, no one's going to know it's me. And so that's really important. We talk about cyberbullying and we talk about how to do the privacy settings. And then if you are being bullied online, to let people know, because we can stop it. And a big mistake some parents do is to take away cell phones or computer privileges. Don't. Include your teenager in the conversation about how to avoid being bullied and how we're going to solve this problem together. It's really important to include the victim in the solving of bullying.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us today, and hopefully that'll help some parents. Of course, if you have to deal with, unfortunately, bullying as a topic at school this year.